Today I'm joined by Managing Director of Galileo Mining, Brad Underwood. Welcome, Brad.
Morning, Colin. Good to see you.
Great. Look, Galileo has begun an RC drill campaign at your Fraser Range nickel project. First drill program for 2022. I guess maybe, Brad, if you could just provide a bit of an overview of what's the purpose of this campaign and what you hope to achieve from it.
We can go into some of the details and history of the Fraser Range and how long we've been there, just very briefly. We've actually been exploring for 3.5 years since we listed in the Fraser Range. It was an area that we knew had potential because of the Nova mine that operates in the area. And in 2018 and 19, we did some air core and diamond drilling on a number of targets at the southern end of the Fraser Range. We didn't at that time focus on follow-up drilling. We were attracted to our northern Fraser Range tenements, which have a huge amount of prospectivity in themselves. So we've actually now managed to find time to come back and do that follow-up drilling. There's some really good geological and geophysical targets. And like you mentioned, we have 1,000 meters of RC drilling underway at the moment, and we hope to have that finished shortly.
Now, I guess you talked about you've been drilling now for over 3 years. I guess, has this changed at all over that period of time in terms of how you're exploring the Fraser Range?
Only in subtle ways, and that's regarding the technical details of what we do. The overall rationale behind the exploration in the Fraser Range hasn't changed at all. And that the logic of exploring in the Fraser Range is that there are high value discoveries we believe can be made in that area. So of course, our major shareholders, being the Creasy Group and IGO, are very interested in large, high-value discoveries. That's what has meaning for them. They're not so interested in the short-term fluctuations of the share price, much more interested in resource discoveries. So they've been shareholders with us since the beginning. And in fact, IGO has increased its shareholding over the years as we've continued to focus on the Fraser Range. So I think our major shareholders have provided us with a platform and ability to go and do that higher risk exploration with the chance of a much bigger payoff, and that's what we're doing.
Now, you've talked about some of the other, finds in the Fraser Range, and I mean, what excites you from a personal perspective, in your own words, Brad, about the Fraser Range?
Well, I've been working in the Fraser Range even before the discovery of Nova. So I first went to the Fraser Range in 2010. At that stage, we believed it had a lot of prospectivity for both gold and nickel. So we've done a lot of exploration for gold prior to the discovery of Nova, and then we focused on the potential for nickel. We believe it is in fact a highly mineralized belt. There are a number of occurrences in the area. Of course, it's the Nova nickel mine that has attracted a lot of attention, but the potential for other styles of mineralization is high, and we're exploring for everything, with an eye for nickel discoveries, of course, being the major attraction of the area. But if we find a gold discovery, we'd be happy with that too.
And I guess moving on to Norseman, your nickel copper cobalt project, I guess you've recently completed some air core drilling campaign there, 8,400 meter campaign. I guess, could you provide a bit of an update on how that's progressed? Are you looking to receive assay results soon?
It has been quite an extensive air core drilling campaign. I think the one commodity you missed mentioning is a very important one, and that's palladium. So we have focused on the nickel and palladium prospectivity of the Norseman region. We've got a lot of good indications from previous drilling we've undertaken. We've now expanded the footprints for targeting, and the assays, which are due back over this month, will give us a good indication of the prospectivity of the area for follow-up drilling. We already have some particularly good targets. In fact, we hit massive sulfides in an air core drill hole last year. That type of intercept from shallow air core drilling is virtually unheard of. So for us, it was a big step in the right direction, very much boosted our confidence in the area. And since we hit the massive sulfide, we've in fact gone back and done EM surveying over that zone, have some very strong EM conductors, and that's a standout drill target for us that we have right now. So with the assays due back over the course of the month, we hope to increase the number of targets we have, and of course we'll go back and drill test those.
And I guess from the, you talked about IGO, their strong backing for the company and continued strong backing. I guess from your perspective, where is their interest really lie? Do you see that on extending out at Fraser Range and extending the exploration program there, or do you see it more towards Norseman? And I guess, looking at the palladium and this air core drilling campaign?
It's not for me to speak for IGO, of course, but we can tell from the commodities they're interested in, it's very much about the battery minerals. So they have the Nova mine, which is producing nickel, copper and cobalt. They've got a great interest in lithium now as well with the recent transaction. They're looking at picking up more nickel assets. So they're very much focused on those commodities. And I think if we were to make a major palladium or platinum discovery around Norseman, they'll be very happy with that as well. So it's the group of commodities they're targeting, which actually fits very well with our strategy as well.
Right, and I guess, start of the new year, investors always like to get an understanding of what's on the horizon with the companies they invest in. So I guess from Galileo's perspective, what's in store for your investors over the next few months at Fraser Range and Norseman?
Well, we do get this question quite a lot, and we always have the same response as we've had since we listed, and that is we undertake a lot of drilling campaigns each year, and each drill campaign has a chance of success of making that elusive greenfields discovery. We usually do 4 drill campaigns each year. We've started our first, and I think over the course of the year, it's a matter of seeing how those drilling campaigns go and whether we're able to make the discovery we're chasing. We're well funded, we've got the money for it, and we'll go out and execute the plans that we have.
Brilliant. Well, Brad, it sounds like you have a jam-packed few months ahead for Galileo. Look, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Colin.